How you doing, guys? It is the Get Loud podcast with Jinx and Smoot, presented by SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. Smoot,
Yes.
we made it cleaner.
Yes.
We're good to go.
Jinx and Smoot. That works. That's what we want. Originality is what
Yes.
I'm about. You know, sometimes we overthink things in this world, like the national anthem. But, you know, at the end of the day, some things are just flow, the natural flow, how they go.
Before we get into football, we have so much to talk about, including some of the worst national anthems of all time because Flavor Flav sang a couple nights ago at a Bucks game.
Why do they, I'm not even mad at the person. I'm mad at the corporate people who sit down at their desk and say, you know what, I think it's going to be a good look if we get Roseanne Barr to sing the national anthem. Like, come on, dude. Like, some of these people, you know it's not good.
Did you do anything for Halloween? I mean, I know technically it's tomorrow, but most people celebrate over the
this
weekend. Yeah, I did. You didn't do anything.
I was in D.C. this weekend. I did move around a little bit, but it's the first time in like 12 years, Jinx, that I did not dress up. Like, I'm big into Halloween. Like, especially in D.C., I think it's quickly become a grown folks holiday.
Yes.
Because people don't trust, just accepting candy for
That's
the
true.
kids. So it's an excuse for all grown people to get their inner child working and just put on anything.
Right.
And go out and just have a good time. Like, I was riding around D.C. and people was flying past me on like scooters and stuff, dressed like witches and stuff. Like, only in this city is it just a grown folks holiday. So I enjoy it. I usually come as Fred Snow. All right, that's one of my favorites. All right, Ricky Bobby, I done been there a couple of times.
Oh, that's a good one.
So I find characters in movies that I get attracted to, then I try to redo it.
I was a little worried. I went out with my girlfriend on Saturday night, but as you said, it's a grown folks holiday, and plus I live in the heart of D.C., so I'm walking around the corner, and it's not Halloween night. I don't see anyone dressed up because we're going to a local bar, and I'm like, did we get the date wrong?
Yeah.
Are we just walking around?
Are we early?
Are we just walking around in
Looking like a
costumes,
fool?
looking like fools? So I was glad to walk in and be like, all right.
We're not the only fools out here.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my God.
And what was your costume? May I ask?
Okay. It was Taylor Swift adjacent.
You did not fall into that.
I had to take one for the team. But now, it was not Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. There was this tweet that came out right after she went to the first Chiefs game, which was Taylor's eating chicken nuggets or something with ketchup and seemingly ranch. So I was ketchup.
Yeah.
She was seemingly ranch. And I was proud of her. We were in a costume contest, didn't win. But a lot of people thought her costume was pre-made.
Yeah.
Because it looked so good. But she
Thought
actually
it was store-bought.
Right. No. She bought the costume, but then put the seemingly on herself by coloring the front, buying her own letters, ironing them on. And so people just thought she bought it.
Yeah.
And when she told them, like, well, sort of, but also I made the whole part of this. And they were like, oh, my God.
Oh, listen.
They had no idea.
Hey, listen. I was finna last minute go to a party, and I was like, I have nothing to wear. I was finna go just buy a red polo and be like Jake from State Farm or something, like so you can come up with stuff, Jinx. Like, last minute you can come up with stuff, but that's why I love Halloween.
Well, if it's tricks or treat,
it
was a trick on Sunday.
Yes, on Sunday.
Yes, it was.
Most definitely a trick. Very exciting. Blow to blow with them. Came up short. That hurt. One of them things where we need to figure out who we are. I think that's the big thing. Figure out
I like that.
exactly who we are and what we're capable of, because we play up to talent, but we also play down to talent. That's something that we have to figure that out. And I think the locker room has to figure it out, because it hurts when you go play the Giants and you play down to them, and then you play Philadelphia and you play up to them. The question is, who are you? Like Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, who are you? Halloween reference right there. Like, so I think that's where this team is, trying to find their true identity.
I love that point, because I think sometimes it's glossed over. Of course, you want to be good on offense, you want to be on defense, all these basic things. But having an identity, knowing who you are as a team and how you win football games is something that the great teams have.
It's a formula. Once you find out your equation, 2 + 2 = 4, now you know this is what we do well, this is how we get teams on the ropes, and this is how we close games. And what I'm seeing with this team, we're sporadic. We're great at this, okay at this. Come back the next day, we okay at this and great at this. So it's one of them things where we have to put it on tape. We have to put it on tape, and we have to do it over and over. And that's the thing about pro sports. It's repetitive. You show me who you are. You show me ways to beat you. I'm going to do what the last team did to beat you. And that's just what it is. That's where we find ourselves in that cobweb right there.
I have some specifics about this game I want to ask you about. But before that, I want to give you credit for a couple of things. Yeah. Number one is you do a very good job. The whole crew on the postgame show does a great job. But you are good at taking the temperature of the fans and saying, all right, let me calm you down a little bit and be your therapist. So what do people say? What are you hearing back from fans?
Well, first of all, I always try to let them know we ain't always as good as you think we are, and we're not as bad as you think we are. Mm-hmm. The fans yesterday was rabid. Like, they was about to explode. And I'm like, and I'm having battles with them. We going back and forth. And I told them, first of all, the number one where we got it wrong at, it was too much green in the stadium yesterday.
And hasn't that been the case for a while?
But guess what? We had this new energy. We sold out. It's our state. You finally gave John Allen and his team a true home field advantage. Mm-hmm. Only to let Philadelphia paint it green. I was very disappointed in the fan base with that. You let them paint it green. Then I got a conversation with their fan base about the fact you're scared to go to Philadelphia. Yeah, I called the fans out. I know you're scared to go to Philadelphia because I have played games there. We had no fans in the stands because they know physically their fan base will physically hurt you.
Yeah.
Right? And listen, what it is, if you want us to go out on the field and stand up and represent, y'all need to represent in the stands. But they want to burn the house down right now. And I understand. But like I told him, you don't get better by losing Montez Sweat. You don't get better by losing Chase Young.
Well, that's true.
You don't get better by trading good players. You just don't. You try to keep as many good players in the house as possible. All I'm saying is this. Calm down. As bad as this season has been going, I hate to tell you this, report the news, we still got a chance for the playoffs. I know that seems crazy, but no, we still have a legit chance. It ain't ever how you start, it's how you finish. And that's what this team needs to learn how to do. They need to learn how to, one, finish quarters, two, finish games. All right, and at the end of the day, the winning pattern will happen. And that's what I told them it's all about when teams get into modes. Like yesterday, most people would have said Kansas City finna go beat the Broncos. No, the Broncos beat Kansas City because the game still has to be played. It still has to be played, and that's the most important thing I try to get to them. Every given Sunday, anything can happen.
So you just touched on this, and I want to ask you more about this. There is a lot of talk. Time to trade Montez.
Why?
Time to trade Chase.
Why?
And you say to that what? Why?
Why? What? You don't get better trading your better players. You don't get better that way. You get better by collecting talent. Like, that's how you get better. You get better by putting them in position to make plays. You get better by watching them grow. We know we put a lot of draft capital into this D-line. All right, well, they are your staple. Find out why they're not playing like they did last year. Fix that, because you're not going to fix it by giving trading Chase to Pittsburgh. You just make Pittsburgh better. All right? You don't get better by trading Montez Sweat to the Chicago Bears. They are better, not us. And that's what I want them to understand. Ain't no reason to start cleaning house. We got a young quarterback that's getting better every week. I got to get the offensive line some props.
They were great.
One sack to Philadelphia's D-line. Lawson. Good way to come in there. Chris Paul, stout in there. That's how you fix problems. That's how you get better. You look in the house and say, you know what? What can we do to set them up to make plays? So at the end of the day, stop with all the trade stuff. If we ain't trading to bring somebody in, we should stop talking. Because trading to send somebody out of here don't work.
Something you said last week, and I know, I don't want to say controversial, but a lot of people may have disagreed with. You were saying, look, we know the offense is going to be inconsistent. We know that. It's the defense that needs to step it up because they have the talent and the experience. The offense was good enough to win on Sunday. Again, we had those defensive lapses. And once again, it seems like there's at least one broken coverage every single game.
And you can't get him up. If you go out there and burn me physically, you just was better than me on that play.
Right.
But if I'm giving you touchdowns because we're not communicating in the back end, that's unforgivable. All right, that's unforgivable. We can talk. We can communicate. Like, beat us inside the play call. Don't let the play call beat us after we walk out the huddle. So that's the plays you cannot give up. Like, Terry made a touchdown the other day. Like, Jahan made a touchdown. They went out and they beat people. But Philly wasn't blowing coverages. They just went out and they beat Slay and they beat Bradbury. Now, on you flip it on our side, we're giving up too many plays when it comes for assignment football. Do your job is simple. All right, especially on the back end. Communicate what we in. If we in cover two, we in cover two. We got two deep. We got two corners playing short and shallow. All right, do your job, because if one person bends, the coverage breaks.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing. I like to hold the defense accountable because I feel like they was the leaders of this team. I still feel like they're the leaders of this team. Your quarterback is 8 games old. Mm-hmm. Like, you have no choice but to lead this team. And that's why I was like, literally like, come on, guys, give me something. And I know you playing against the Philadelphia Eagles. They power. A.J. Brown is just mowing down everybody right now. And they got Devontae Smith over there. Dallas God, they got talent everywhere. We seem to play them. Like, I just wondered to myself, what if we played them 17 games a year? Because it seemed to be like we're not scared of them. Yeah. We're not afraid of them. We're ready to play them. But they complete games, and we leave games incomplete, and that's the problem.
There were some issues as far as not challenging that call on Devontae Smith. And then
twice he done got us. Twice Devontae Smith. He got like 100 yards of non-catches on us.
Yes.
The catches he didn't complete.
And also the refereeing over. I'm not making excuses.
Yeah.
But these are things that do exist. So when you have things that aren't going your way, calls that aren't going your way, when you played, is there someone who steps up to help you get out of that funk and change that momentum around? Like, how do you escape when things aren't going your way and the calls aren't going your way?
Well, that's when the coach has to step in and say, hey, the referees ain't letting us – they ain't going to let us win this game.
Right.
We got to go take this game. And when I had Coach Gibbs, he was very good in situations like that. Darn it. Nobody cares about the referee because you know he ain't going to cuss.
Right.
You know, nobody cares about the refs. We got to beat that team, and we got to beat the referees. Like, you have to understand it. Then you got your team leaders selling everybody down. Luckily, we had guys like London Fletcher knew how to set everybody down. Come on, man, calm down.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go take this game in the second half, and we ain't going to take it with you doing what you're doing. Like, so I think it's more of a leadership thing right there, and I think it's just no excuses. Like, that's what we was always about.
Yeah.
By any means necessary. Our offense can't score no points. We can't give up none. Like, you got to take the temperature of the game and understand situational football, and that's where we're losing it. We're losing in situational football. We go the whole day without giving up a sack, but then we give away that one sack. It's at the worst time.
Right.
It's at the worst time. We don't turn the ball over at the whole game. We turn the ball over one time at the worst time.
The worst time.
Like, situational football is how you win games, and right now we're not excelling at it.
Let's excel at reading some ads.
Yeah, let's pay some bills.
Yeah, let's pay some bills, baby. And you know where I'm going here. Honda, have you felt the power?
I have.
I know you have, of the CR-V Hybrid and Accord Hybrid. Honda's most electrifying vehicles yet. Find adventure in one of Honda's rugged SUVs and trucks, like the Pilot Trail Sport, Honda's most rugged SUV ever.
Yeah.
Experience the thrilling performance of the fun-to-drive Honda Civic with an available turbocharged engine. Get power, performance, and ruggedness with Honda. Find the Honda perfect for you.
Yes,
See your local Honda dealer today. And you know RTS. Recycle. Track systems, transforming the way commercial businesses and communities manage waste and recycling. They combine the power of AI with premium customer service.
They do.
They optimize waste pickup schedules, ensuring timely and efficient collections to keep our neighborhoods cleaner and greener. You're a green guy.
Yeah, I am Captain Planet.
RTS.com. Go there to learn more about how they can help your business manage waste more responsibly.
Yes. Now, every sporting event starts with one thing. That's the national anthem.
That's exactly right.
We have watched people choose people who have no reason to be singing the national anthem, Jinx. Is it to the point where they're looking for comedy in this? Because you can't tell me somebody said, you know what? We need to call Flavor Flav. Like, at what point in the meeting did somebody not stand up and say, no, this will not turn out the way we think it will? Like, who sat down and said, you know what? Roseanne Barr.
Oh, God.
Yeah, why not? Why not? How about we just call the fastest man in the world and call Carl Lewis?
Look that one up.
Yeah, and listen, like, who determines this? Like, because I have been playing the games, and we try to keep serious while we watch this thing. But I watched DeMarcus Ware sing at the Hall of Fame game.
Please. I have never seen anybody.
He talked it.
Oh, first of all, Flavor Flav was singing at the Bucks game.
Yeah,
a couple
no,
nights ago.
This happened
this
like 48 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stinks.
Check that out. First of all, I was a little surprised because
he held a couple of notes.
He held a couple notes.
He did, but then he turned to Flavor Flav.
But DeMarcus Ware, like, he's doing this.
And not singing.
He's like, in the home of the...
Oh, yeah. Oh, he got
I'm like, you sound like a 12-year-old boy.
Listen to me. He sound like he was singing at the 6th grade graduation. Like, listen, it was the worst until I heard Carl Lewis. Carl Lewis, listen.
Oh, my God.
I loved it because it was like, he showed true human feeling. He was like, he stopped in the middle of that thing and be like, hold up, my fault. Then he started again. Like, listen to me. It's guys over there trying not to cry. Like, because we in tune with it. We take pride in that.
Yeah.
But I don't think they take pride in who they call up. It's a billion singers out here. Like, it's guys that work for cover bands you can call. But instead, y'all come up with these names that y'all know can't. They're just like Commander saying, you know what, Fred? We want you to sing the national anthem.
Would you do it?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
I thought you were going to say no. You're like,
but
yes.
But the fans know what they in for. Right? Like, they know what they in for. They know this will not be regular. They know the words might not be right because I'm going to start humming whatever I don't know. They know when they ask to me. All right? See, that's why I'm saying, who is in charge of asking these people to do it? And I hold fault to Flavor Flav and the rest of them for saying, you know what? Yeah, I'll do it. I do, because that's the most patriotic thing you can do as American.
Oh, yeah.
It's sing the national anthem. Like, at what other part in the time do you sing the national anthem? You usually just stand up for it because you're at the event. But now you're singing it. Now the pride has to come out of you. And what American pride did they get at the Bucks game from watching Flavor Flav?
None.
At what part of that said, oh, American. Oh, that's American.
People forget to. I mean, most people don't know Flavor Flav as part of Public Enemy.
No, because they just know him from like Flavor of Love.
Exactly.
Right. From Dayton. But no, he used to be the hype man with Chuck D.
Yeah.
Give me your Chuck D story because I know you got one.
First of all, if you don't know Public Enemy, listen, Public Enemy in the late 80s, early 90s was a movement. A movement. They were political.
Yes.
They had something to say. They weren't apologetic about it.
About nothing.
Nothing. So back when they played videos, they used to have this show called, I think it was called, like Dial MTV, Call MTV, and they would have a guest on.
Yeah.
And you would call and be able to talk to the guest of that day.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Chuck D's on. I want to call Chuck D.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how you call those numbers?
Yeah.
It's
it's
always busy.
Yeah.
So I got a ringtone. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna let this keep ringing.
Yeah.
And that phone must have rang. No exaggeration. Like 2 minutes, I'm like, well, until I'm cut off, I'm staying on.
I'm staying on.
And sure enough, I hear, what's your question for Chuck D?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, my question is, I'm a high school kid, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, rap is becoming very prominent. Yeah. Does he feel like other rap groups should be more political in what they rap about?
Yeah. He
was like, 1 second.
Yeah.
And so I'm waiting. I don't know what's going to happen. And so I'm like, what if I get on? So they're like, you're live with Chuck D. Michael, what's your question? From Breckenridge, Texas. And I was like,
oh.
But I wanted to sound cool, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought about saying, what's up, Chuck? But then I thought in my head, up, Chuck sounds like vomit.
Yeah.
So I was like, what's up, Chuck? Like, real quick, he goes, what's up, Mike?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I got that.
I know Chuck D.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, told him this story, and he was like, no, I feel like PE does what PE does.
Yeah.
But then years later on Twitter, I told this story on another show, and we posted the video, and he responded back. He's like, yo, you have me down with this story, man. That's a great story, man. Nice talking to you. And I was like, that's a nice way to tie a bow on that.
But that just show that you good with me. They just show you a good person because people can always feel people's energy.
Yeah.
And everybody that asks you a question ain't really got, your best interest in mind. They really just want to pick at you and stuff like that. So he could tell that, hey, it meant a lot to you.
Oh, yeah.
To you to ask him that question.
Yeah, I was trying to think about it in a way where, you're not just being some idiot, ask some stupid question.
And I have people do that sometimes.
I bet.
Ask me the stupidest question. How do you feel to get burnt? What you mean how I feel to get
Sucks.
burnt? Like, come on, dude. All the questions you could ask me.
Right.
You're going to ask me how I feel to get burnt by Terrell Owens. It don't feel good. None of that feels good. So that's why I always tell people, be aware of what you ask in a question.
So what is the worst question
that I've got?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's been
I'm sure you've got
millions of them.
I started to say, I can't even imagine.
Millions of them. I have got, this is the worst right here. You play a 1 o'clock game.
Okay.
That means I probably can get home by like 6 o'clock. All right. You lost that game, and you had a bad game personally.
Okay.
I go to the grocery store. I love the grocery store. Hey, I'm addicted to Wegmans, right? Because I always feel like if Jesus had a kitchen, it looked like Wegmans. Right?
Okay.
So I go to the grocery store. I love to go because I cook all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I went to the grocery store one time, and I was in the vegetable section, and this old woman just hollered out, "Smooth, what happened today?" And I'm looking at her like, "Don't you see me getting these collard greens over here? What you mean what happened today? You seen me get burnt."
Right.
Like, and that's what does it to me is you watch the same game I just played in, but now you asking me what happened. What you want me to tell me that I tripped on a roach on the 50-yard line? No, I got burnt. The dude, he earns his check. He got beat. Then I turn and go to the bread aisle, and then there's another dude. What you in here shopping for?
He said that?
Like, listen to me. What you in here shopping for? You supposed to be playing on the field. The game is over, dude. Right. Listen, see, they just think we don't.
You think I don't eat?
We're not only football players. We're human.
Yes.
And I think people forget that because of that little TV screen. Once you're inside of that box, your reality becomes their reality. But they also forget that you're a human being, and I think that hurts us.
I remember one time, and I was covering DC United.
Yeah.
And Bill Hamid, who used to play goaltender for DC United, this is a long time ago, and she was an intern, and she was learning the craft a little bit. And there's a way to ask a tough question, as you know, right?
Yeah.
And so they had a bad loss, and she goes, "You guys just didn't try hard enough today?" And I was like, "Oh,
come on, don't ever doubt somebody's effort.
Never
doubt
and
somebody's
immediately I was like, I just immediately was like, and the first thing he said was, and he goes, "That's a stupid effing question," and dropped the F, and I was like, it was a stupid question. You don't put it like that ever.
You don't ever call out somebody's effort.
Right.
You know how much work we put
Especially
in?
a professional.
Thank you. You part of the 1% of the 1%.
Yes.
And that's what I tell people. You don't get there by not putting in effort.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, the effort is the last thing you have to question. Now, what you can question is game plan, follow through.
Right.
You can question a lot of stuff, but effort, if you ever want to tick an athlete off, put a mic in their face and say, "You know what, that effort wasn't there today." You gonna get
Oh my God.
You won't get the words from church. That's all I'm gonna tell you. You will not get church words at that time. No.
Immediately I was like, "You've made a tremendous mistake."
You did. You know you made a tremendous mistake.
Oh, you got the ads? You got?
Oh yeah, let's pay some bills. The Get Loud podcast is brought to you by Bet365, the official sporting bet partner of the Washington Commanders. Bet on a range of NFL markets with Bet365 app. Craft your own personalized bet slip with parlays. Access thousands of games with live streaming. Place your bet before the match or bet during the game. It's up to you. Download 365 app today. Join 80 million members worldwide. Age 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Virginia. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. All right? MWAA. We don't travel to escape life. We travel so life don't escape us. We dream of a place anywhere in the world, and at a blink of an eye, we're there. That's the wonder of flight. All you have to do is decide where to. Dulles International Airport. Let your imagination soar. Book your event in advance today at flydulles.com/nonstop.
That's my guy.
All
Beautiful. Right. NFC East. Let's talk about the East.
It stinks.
How are the Cowboys? Are they good? Dak has looked good recently. Very good recently. Where do they stand as far as it doesn't necessarily have to be specific to the division, but what is just your take in general? Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys is like the beauty queen, right? You see her, but then you realize she got a dead tooth in her mouth. That means it's incomplete.
Yes.
It ain't what you thought it was. Fugazi. All right? Look good on the outside, dead in the inside. That's what I get from Dallas, because they show up not when they need to show up. Like, they go beat a team.
That's a good way to put it.
And then they go have to play the 49ers, and they look like a shell of their former self. They are that team that's not good, not bad. Explosive defense, inconsistent offense. And I also think they suffer from what I call fat rats disease.
Oh, what is this?
Oh, right. This is when you pay somebody. Once you pay them, now you're a fat rat. You don't work as hard anymore.
All right, yeah.
All right. And they got people that they paying as top 5 talents that are not top 5 currently. Let's start this list. Dak Prescott, paid as a top 5 quarterback.
Not a top 5 quarterback.
All right. Tyron Smith, paid like a top 5 tackle. Not a top 5 tackle. Lawrence, paid like a top 5 end. Not a top 5 end. Diggs, paid like a top 5 guy. Not playing.
Yeah, he's out.
All right. So keep looking down this roster. All right. Even C.D. Lamb. He's a number 1 on this team. I don't think he's a true number 1 in this league.
Oh,
I think he's a 1B. Right? I don't think he's a guy that can force the hand of a defense.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is the Cowboys have all of this paid talent that are not living up to their paycheck. So at the end of the day, when playoff time comes, they ain't making the big plays when they need to be made. And don't forget, they still got to pay Micah Parsons.
Oh, they're going to.
Might be $300
Oh, my
million.
God.
My God. Like, so it's one of them things where they paying out a lot. They thought these guys were better than they think they are.
They remind me of one of those college teams, and they're talented, no question, where they are built to destroy lesser teams. But when they get a challenge,
they get punched in the eye.
get punched in the mouth. They're different, and they're not nearly as good.
Well, as a group, let's just say if they the Jackson 5.
Okay.
Right, let's just say they are.
Okay.
They would measure up to maybe Tito Jackson. That's who they is. And I have never heard nobody leave the house talking about, I'm going to see Tito Jackson. Nobody said, I'm going to a Tito concert.
Fifth string.
No, listen. Marlon, we forgot you was a Jackson. All right, so at the end of the day, all I'm saying, they don't measure up to where their expectations are, and their fan base is so rabid.
Yes.
And their fan base is so, like, out of tune. Every year the same thing. We're about to win it. Every year I hear this from
And in D.C. I hear this.
Listen, everywhere. I got family members that's Cowboy fans in Mississippi. Every year, this is our year. Only to come to game 8 and be like, you know what? It ain't our year. So I don't feel sorry for Cowboy fans. You get what you pay for. Hey, that's what it is.
I'll tell you who's bad.
Yeah.
I had to quadruple check the stat line from Sunday where the Giants lost to the Jets.
Worst game in football. 25 punts. Do you know that?
No.
They had more punts than they had points. 25, the most in any game of all time.
Tyrod Taylor knocked out in the second quarter of this game.
Yeah.
So Tommy DeVito comes in.
Don't sound like a quarterback. You knew you had
a Jersey boy. And look up Tommy DeVito's picture. This looks like a Tommy DeVito. Hey, Tommy DeVito, huh? He can't throw the pigskin around. Forget about it. Tommy can throw.
He'll leave a horse head in your bed. That's how you do.
Poor Tommy DeVito had a negative yard passing. As a team, the Giants had -9 net yards passing. Worst ever in franchise history since they started keeping that stat in 1933. I've never seen anything like that.
So you saying he had 9 less yards than a dead man?
Yes.
That's terrible. Listen to me.
I've never heard anything like that.
Listen to me. That means you can't get up. You're not a pro. How are you a pro quarterback when you cannot move the ball forward an inch? Like, I thought Nate Peterman was bad, and I don't know how he keep getting a job. But that shows you my equation, the great world's equation. 8 billion people on this planet. We have never found 32 guys to play quarterback in the league at the same time that's good. So you're telling me on a planet of 8 billion people, we can't find 32 people to be great quarterbacks? Think of the number. Think of this. That tells you legitly only like 13, 12 teams legitly have a franchise quarterback.
Sure.
That's how thin line it is. If not, you got a DeVito. All right? And if you got a DeVito, you ain't got a chance.
Just because Tommy can sling it around and hack and sack in the backyard doesn't mean he's ready for the NFL.
Hey, listen, man. When you brought his name up, I was like, have I seen him on a Jimmy?
I'd never heard of him, honestly.
I thought I seen him on a Jimmy John's commercial or something with Danny DeVito. Like, listen, when I watched the game, I turned to it. I was like, this is terrible. Like the worst football I have ever seen in my life. And we lost to that team.
That's the one thing. I'm like, how do we lose to these cats?
We got our eye blacked. Like, listen to me. It happens, man. If you go to the playground enough, you will get beat up.
Yeah. Well, just like yesterday with the Broncos and Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought the Broncos would not just cover a number, but just beat the Chiefs outright and hold the Chiefs to, what, 9 points?
9 points. Like, it's called – sometimes we self-destruct. You know what I'm saying? We internally do things. Like, I remember when I was young, we used to go to the playground, recess, what we called it.
Okay.
And you know how you get on the merry-go-round? Well, you know, I'm from Mississippi, so we had this game we used to play.
Okay.
Where we'll put certain people on the merry-go-round, and everybody else will just stand around and spin it.
As fast as possible.
As fast as possible until people start to get threw off it. Oh, it's most definitely Neanderthal and barbaric.
Yes.
So you got to realize we got like 20 people just spinning it. And we got like 7 people just on here holding for their life, Jinx, only to get flung 100 yards away, only to get up and say, let's do it again.
That's so true, though.
But that's tell you, we was a generation built a different way. We was most definitely built a different way. Can't say we did everything right.
Right.
But we was built for it tough. All right? Think about the stupid stuff we used to do.
Oh, my God.
I remember riding on the back of the truck, pickup truck.
Oh, yeah.
No seatbelt.
You just hop in the truck. That's where you going. I'm just in the truck.
Just riding. Where we going, Dad? Just sit back and ride. Like, listen, idiots. Just idiots. So sometimes you can get caught up in the time and not even think about what you're doing.
Oh, God. I remember one time I was a kid being idiots, right? Because there's no internet, right? So, like, let's figure out something to do.
Yeah.
So we were throwing up a baseball on my buddy's roof and letting it roll off. And then when it rolled off, you try to hit it with a bat.
Yeah.
I stepped in front looking at the baseball. Bat hits me right in the head. I was on the couch. My mom's like, just stay awake, honey. Stay awake, honey.
Just stay conscious.
Just stay conscious. Don't fall asleep. And it's like, these kids, these dumb kids.
Hey, listen. Think about it. You can always judge a generation by their toys.
Oh, that's a good. I like that.
I think about my kids. They are digital babies, touchscreen babies, very intelligent toys. Play with your phone most of the time.
Yeah.
Think about our toys. I got a brand new pogo stick. All right, for Christmas. I'm going outside. Mom.
I had one.
What you going outside for? So I could jump up and down on the stick. Dumb.
Listen. Dumb.
Dumb to the point where I remember like going to the ice cream truck. They used to sell these parachute men that you throw up in the air and they just parachute down.
They fall down.
Just thought it was the best thing in dumb people toys. All of our toys, if you go back and think about it, we had wrestlers that didn't move. They just was rubber and just stayed like this the whole time. While we in turn made it work. All I'm saying is judge a generation by their toys.
Gosh, so good. Make some more bills, then we're going to talk about the Patriots, guys. You know it. You love it. You know I'm talking about Honda. Feel the power of the CR-V Hybrid and Accord Hybrid, Honda's most electrifying vehicles yet. Find adventure in one of Honda's rugged SUVs and trucks like the Pilot Trail Sport, my favorite, Honda's most rugged SUV ever. Or experience the thrilling performance of the fun-to-drive Honda Civic with, if you want it, an available turbocharged engine. Get power, performance, and ruggedness with Honda. Find the Honda perfect for you. See your local Honda dealer today. And SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner. I love SeatGeek. Official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. The deal is finalized. They are the newest member of the Commanders family. We're a family.
Yeah, we're family.
Yeah, no doubt about it. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it. You will be hearing it a lot more this season, whether you're buying tickets, selling tickets to Commanders games, or any other live event in the DMV. SeatGeek is the place to do it. The new official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. It is SeatGeek, so Commanders fans can fan.
Yes. And I forgot, I thought about some more dumb toys we played with.
Oh, what's another?
Lego blocks.
Oh,
Just here, son. Here go a square and a rectangle. Go play.
Spend a few hours.
Yeah. Because we got only 12 channels on the TV. So you go play with Legos, and I'm going to watch Married with Children.
Oh, I know something I did that I bet you did.
What?
And you were even deeper south than me.
Yeah.
After rain, there'd be like rain in the gutters.
Oh, most definitely.
So we just take a couple buckets. Maybe we can find some crawdads.
Oh, we do that all the time. We go get bologna and drop it in there because they dig these little holes, and you drop it in there. And that's how you get the crawdads out of there with the bologna out of the hot dog. Now, this is another thing we did. If the hole is big around like this, that means instead of a crawfish in there, a crawdad, it's a catfish.
Oh, okay.
So then we go noodling.
Now, I have not been noodling.
And that's when you literally stick your hand in the hole, not knowing what animal is inside of this hole. Now, catfish don't have teeth. That's why you can stick your hand in their mouth. And when you stick your hand in their mouth, now you have to open it. That's how you pull them out. So, yes, I'm that country that I went noodling, just came home with both hands in the mouth of catfishes, telling my mama, get that grease out.
Just imagine, like that. It's kind of crazy to think about, like, oh, I have this computer from it. I got this phone that can do everything. It's a camera. It's a phone. Yeah. It's everything. I'm going to take a bucket.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a bucket and go play with it.
Yeah, I'm a chitlin bucket. I just had chitlin, then I'm going to take it and play with it. Like, we had some of the, this is why we had more imagination, though.
Yeah.
This is why we had more imagination. I wouldn't change my childhood
I
for
wouldn't
nothing
either,
in the world.
because you had to think, like, what can we do to entertain ourselves, because we don't have this infinite amount of information in front of us.
We don't. And we are the generation that went from flow model TVs, rotary phones, to cell phones, to the digital world. We do bridge the gap of not having it and having it.
Yeah.
Remember when we went outside at the age 12, our parents had to trust us. Wasn't no way to track us on our phone. You know to be home by the street light.
Right.
Like, so it was different. No tracking devices, no nothing. And now we walk with phones, and if we ain't got our phone, we feel like less than human.
Right. No, it's true.
But we were the generation that had to remember phone numbers. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I had a brain full of numbers. I had remember my auntie, my grandmama, my house number, everything. Now, I don't remember not one. I have problems giving out my phone number.
I don't think I know
one number.
One number.
Even I know 911. That's it. 411.
That's it.
That's it. I could not tell you right now my daddy's number by heart. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't. Like, so if that means if I lose my phone.
God, that's such a good point.
And had to, like, just call somebody, I'd be like, yeah, I just dial some number. Who it did? I'm trying to get home, man. Just come get me. Because I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what to do.
God, I thought about that the other day. Like, if something happened to you and you didn't have your phone, they said, you know, what's your mom's number? What's your girlfriend's number? Yeah. I'd be like, I don't know.
I legitimately don't know. And then you remember the phone book?
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. Just a book full of everybody's numbers. How invasive was that? Oh, my God.
Now, if you want to search someone's number, you can maybe go to a website, but they're like, you need to pay for this information.
Oh, yeah, give me $73 to find out somebody's number just so I can harass them. No, it don't work, G.
Can we harass the Patriots this weekend? Can we give them the business in New England?
I think we can, but it's one of those things. What team going to show up?
I don't know.
Is it the team that likes to brawl with the Philadelphia Eagles, or the team that like to fall to the Giants? Is it the team that puts up 500 yards almost, or is the team that gets 3 first downs?
Yeah.
Is it the team that figures things out and bully people, or is the team that going to let the great philosopher himself, Bill Belichick, beat you with the pen? So it's one of those things we don't know until the game start. Mm-hmm. But we know the Patriots, they done knocked off the Bills like they have. Yep. And Matt Jones, you want to talk about a regular name. I don't believe in quarterbacks with regular names. Nothing is regular than Matt Jones.
He looked good for about 8 games his rookie season, and then
it was over. I think he's too emotional. Like, if you watch him, he just like a
he's
child.
Dirty.
No, listen.
He is dirty.
Hey, listen, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But
are you fine with him being dirty?
Yeah, but see, he goes through these emotional ups and downs.
Yeah.
And I think that causes his game not to stay in the middle. Like, he pouts like a kid. Like, when something don't go right, loses it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, nah, quarterback, that's what I like about Sam. Sam is not emotional.
Very even keel.
And see, him and Jalen Hurts remind me of each other in that way. I don't think I ever seen Jalen Hurts smile on the sideline. They could be up 30, down 20. He just over there. He just monotone. Mm-hmm. He just there in the moment. And I think that's what Matt Jones is losing.
I want to keep talking about this game, but I wanted to ask you, I feel like most players, great players, are able to harness their emotions and stay even keel.
Yeah.
But have you ever played with anyone who needed to get angry or needed to get emotional for them to perform at a high level?
I had players that slap themselves. I have a player slap them. I had a player that has to get wired up. I was emotionally attached to the game.
Yeah.
I got all my energy from the people. when I hear that crowd war, I got addicted to it. Like, you don't know how it feels, Jinx, to have 80,000 people simultaneously saying your name.
I cannot
imagine.
imagine.
To the point that it's so loud that the ground is shaking. You can feel it vibrating through your body. So they're like, smooth. So
that's for me.
Yes, and I'm like, ooh, I wanted more of it. So now to get that fix, I need to go make plays. And then it's over. So I think all players are emotionally attached to the game in their own way. Some let it out with breathing fire. Some just calmly go through it with their demeanor. Big Darryl Gardner was one of them people. He was huge, 350 pounds, number muscle. He would just come in there slapping himself till his face is red. I'm like, this dude is losing. My face is too pretty to be doing all that. Don't he know we got something to do after the game? But everybody cranks themselves up different ways.
Mm-hmm. So, Bill Belichick, certainly when you think of the Patriots, there's very few franchises in the NFL where the first thing that comes to mind isn't necessarily a player, it's the coach. Mm-hmm. But that's how long he's been there. That's his legacy that he's built. What are your thoughts on Belichick? Look, he's one of only 3 head coaches, got 300 this year, only Papa Bear Hallis and Don Shula, but clearly things have fallen off. Is he still right for the Patriots and the NFL?
You know how we love our family, and, granddaddy's getting older, and he just refused to stop working. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody got a granddad that he don't need to work.
That's what he knows.
That's just what he knows, and I think that's what they dealing with, the granddaddy paradox up there in New England, where he don't want to let go and they ain't gonna kick him out. So it's just one of them things they got to kind of wait it out with him. Mm-hmm. And ain't gonna be no another Tom Brady. So ain't gonna be no savior to cover up all y'all short halves of your roster. Mm-hmm. I just think he's a little outdated for today's new NFL. He came from a very physical NFL where you could bludgeon people and defense ran everything. And now we're in an offensive league where offense and quarterbacks turn the dial. He don't got a quarterback, don't got a true number 1 wide receiver.
Hasn't drafted well either.
Never drafted well.
Yeah.
Don't have a Gronkowski in there. Like, he's treading water right now. But like I said, we don't tell Granddaddy when to stop. He tell us when he gonna stop.
Yep. So when you look at things that you want to see in this game, there's a lot of things we can look at. We want to see that offensive line protection. We want to see no more busted plays in the secondary. Yeah. We want to see maybe a Sam ball out like it. There's a lot of things you can point to. What do you think when it comes to matching up against the Patriots? What is the real key here?
Everybody play at the standard we believed at the beginning of the season. Defense, lead by example, dominate. Like, you're supposed to dominate Mac Jones. You're supposed to dominate Mac Jones without a number 1 wide receiver. They got a running game with Zeke and Rayshon. They can run the ball over them. All right, but you got to stop those guys. Make them one-sided, one-dimensional. Make them a throwing team, and now go take the ball away. Offense, play everybody like you play the Eagles. It's so funny to me that one of the top defenses in the league, y'all just don't pay any attention to it. Y'all just run through them like water.
Yep.
Then we turn around and we had to play Fresno State, and we ain't got no answer for them. So at the end of the day, play to your expectations. Offense, go up there, control the ball. Defense, if you ever gonna shut somebody out, this is the week.
Yeah.
This is the week. So that's basically all I have to say.
And honestly, I'm like you. Make Mac Jones beat you because there's no way he should beat you.
No, he shouldn't beat you. Not this defense. Like, I want the defense to play like themselves. All right, if anything, play like yourselves. Like, show me what you got.
Let's try to get a dub this weekend in New England. That's Fred Smoot. I'm Michael Jenkins. That is the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek.
Got Loud.